my total ruin and defeat. It means your villainy is now at last complete.
You needn't try to provoke me. It's no use. Those who serve heaven must expect of you.
You are indeed most patient, sweet, and blameless.
How he exploits the name of heaven. It's shameless.
Your taunts and mockeries are all for naught. To do my duty is my only thought.
Oh, your love of duty is most meritorious, and what you've done is little short of glorious.
All deeds are glorious, madam, which obey the sovereign king who sent me here today.
I rescued you when you were destitute. Did you forget that, you thankless brute?
No, I well remember everything. But my first duty is to serve my king. That obligation is so paramount that other claims beside it do not count. And for it I would sacrifice my wife, my family, my friends, or my own life.
Hypocrite! Oh, he most revered! He uses to cloak his plots and camouflage his duty!
If it is true that you are animated by pure and loyal zeal, as you have stated, why was this zeal not roused until you sought to make Orgon a cuckold and been caught? Why did you not show your evidence until your outraged host had driven you hence? I shan't say that the promise of all his treasure ought to have damped your zeal in any measure, but if he is a traitor, as you declare, how did you condescend to be his heir?
Sir, spare me all this clamor. It's growing shrill. Please carry out your orders, if you will.
Yes, I've delayed too long, sir. Thank you kindly. You're just the proper person to remind me. Come, you are off to join the other boarders in the king's prison on his orders.
Who, I, sir?
Yes.
To prison, that can't be true.
I owe an explanation, but not to you.
Laurent!
Oh, my Laurent!
Oui. I'm sorry I deceived you, ma chérie. Sir, all is well. Rest easy and be grateful. We serve a prince to whom all sham is hateful. A prince who sees into our inmost hearts and can't be fooled by any trickster's arts. His royal soul, though generous and human, views all things with discernment and acumen. His sovereign reason is not lightly swayed, and all his judgments are discreetly weighed. He honors righteous men of every kind, and yet his zeal for virtue is not blind, nor does his love of piety numb his wits, but make him tolerant of hypocrites. 'Twas hardly likely that this man could cousin a king who spoiled such liars by the dozen. The king had recognized Tartuffe as one, notorious by another name, who had done so many vicious crimes that one could fill 10 volumes with them, and be writing still. He sent me to observe and test the man and ferret out the evils of his plan. With one keen glance, the king perceived the whole perverseness and corruption of his soul, and thus high heaven's justice was displayed. Betraying you, the rogue stood self-betrayed. But to be brief, our sovereign was appalled at this man's treachery toward you, which he called the last worst villainy of a vile career, and bade me follow the impostor here, to see how gross his impudence could be, and force him to restore your property. Your private papers, by the king's command, I hereby seize and give into your hand. The king, by royal order, invalidates the deed which gave this rascal your estates, and pardons furthermore your grave offense in harboring an exile's documents. By these decrees, our king rewards your deeds in this late civil war, and shows how heartfelt is his satisfaction in recompensing any worthy action, how much he prizes merit, and how he makes more of men's virtues than of their mistakes.
Oh, heaven be praised! Oh, I can't believe the danger's past.
and don't say anything to aggravate his present woes, but rather hope that he will soon embrace an honest piety, and by a true and loyal repentance move our just king to moderate his sentence. Meanwhile, go and kneel before your sovereign's throne and thank him for the mercies he has shown.
Well said.
Yes.
Come. Let us go and gladly kneeling express the gratitude which we are all feeling. And when that first great duty has been done, we shall turn with pleasure to a second one, and give Valere, whose love has proven so true, the wedded happiness which is his due.
Let us obey such sweet laws, for God and King are obliged to obey them. This God makes our years of youth lovable, sweet, and pleasant. And delivers us from all cares.